Hello from Flow-StateAlchemy. It's Ocean here. So I'm having camera issues last day or two, and it's dark, it's dull, it's wet here in Willigama, Kubagama, Sri Lanka. So let me just do a quick video on the inner child. Ooh, here comes the rain. Just wanted to jump on, do a quick video on the inner child, try to keep up with the 21-day posting. I missed yesterday, but hey, life is life. Sometimes, a lot of times, some things are just out of control, or out of your control, and shouldn't be controlled, and be in flow. But yeah, I just want to do a video here on the inner child, what it means to me, how I navigate it, how I work with it, the concept of what it actually is, and my beliefs behind it. They're my knowing. I don't even say a belief, because I know it. I experience my inner child regularly now, and before that I knew nothing about it. I remember the first time I done it was at my first retreat. It was an Ayahuasca retreat, and we done an inner child exercise, and it was the first time I ever experienced or came into contact with that idea of we have an inner child inside of us. I don't know what the sound of the rain is going to be like, but hey, make this video anyway, see what happens. Fuck around and find out. But yeah, so the inner child, that was the first time I experienced it. And it was a powerful experience for me to actually have that meeting with him, because I've experienced and learned that I'm not a visual. When we visualize, many visualize in imagery, and I don't. And that night I actually did. So it's hard for me when someone says visualize a forest or walking. I'll visualize an energy and feeling the energy of that. That's how it works for me. It's not an actual visual orientation in my mind or a picture. But yeah, so like the concept of the inner child is it's a part of our ego or part of our subconscious. For me, it's where our wounding is held. In my knowing of myself, I acted from that inner child, in relationships and intimate, non-intimate. I acted as that wounded boy and projected that wounded boy onto others. So over the course of time, I've used the breath to fall into that inner child. And sometimes, for me, the easiest way is if I'm triggered or feeling a certain way, is like I ask what age I am, or just as simple as there's no right or wrong. There's no one way to do it. It's about what way works for you, because everybody's a unique individual. So it's about exploring and seeing what can work for you, and sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes for me, that was the inner child didn't feel safe enough, because I wasn't being that parent he needed. I didn't believe it at some points, so I didn't fall into it. Like a really powerful exercise that helped me get in touch was an exercise of the right hand, the left hand, and it's opening in a space using your right hand, your dominant writing hand, and you open up a space and make it yours. For me, it's like hello, little Oisin. I'm here to communicate with you. I'm here to create a safe space for you to share what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, or anything you feel like you want to share with me. And I'm here to hold that space. And I play with it. It's never the exact same thing I write, and then when you have that written, it's about dropping into that space, into the breath, going through the uncomfortableness of what the fuck is this, like, what am I doing? Is this gonna work? Or it's like inviting and allowing it to actually happen, and then moving to your non-writing hand, so for me, left hand, and allowing that inner child voice come up through your left hand. So it's childlike. As you write, it's childlike, and it blew me away when I offered that space for him to communicate through paper. And I don't do this exercise much anymore because I can actually just drop into that space. But it was good for me starting off to create a physical aspect, and it was a very powerful exercise for me to use at the beginning. Now for me, I can drop into that space, if I'm feeling a certain way. Sometimes it's just straight to that inner child in the past, and I noticed that I was craving stuff and feeling like I wanted to eat loads of shit food, or I couldn't stop eating. I'm like, okay, what do you need, little man? And sometimes it was like a celebration sometimes, or it's okay, yeah, I'm gonna overeat, because I'm soothing that little boy in that space, and I'm aware of it, and it's not just an unconscious, for me it was not just an unconscious act of overeating and then feeling complete discomfort and distracting myself. Sometimes it's like, okay, I get it, you need this is actually one of the ways that has soothed it. It's not about eradicating it, it's about working with it and navigating into the way that serves you best moving forward, the way you actually want to be. So yeah, for me, inner child work is one of the main core pillars of development. Transitioning from that wounded boy in certain scenarios, in certain cases, in certain conflicts. When I feel that, it's like, okay, I'm grounded. To ground myself through the breath, and I visualize myself being grounded into the earth. I give space for him to feel, and just cry. Whatever he needs to do, you just hold that space, and it's holding that a duality, for me, a duality space within inside myself, for him to feel the emotions he never had the space to feel when he was younger, and for me to hold the space for him to feel it and take that time. And it's as I said, it's like, it's going to be confusing, uncomfortable. You'll be like, what the fuck am I doing here? Is this right? Is this wrong? And there is no right or wrong. It's just what actually works and connects you to him. And in that, it's a slow, steady process. I've mentioned this before. The trauma, the wounding, the hurt that he carries, we carry, is deep. It's been there a long time. Sometimes we have to somatically release it. Sometimes it's just about accepting and allowing and accepting it to be there, and not actually trying to shift and change it. So yeah, it's a deep connection with yourself. Reconnecting with your inner child is, for me, is connecting with yourself on a deeper level, and getting to understand and give space and reparent yourself in the way that, in an adult's sense of, I wish this happened, I wish that was the way I was spoken to, or I wish I had this conversation, or I wish my parents done that. And it's like, we can still do that. We can still drop into that little boy and give him what we wish we had, and then we can do that with our partners as well. This is the duality of it, and the co-creation of safe space between, you and your partner, if that's what you want to do, and allowing her drop into her inner child and holding space and sharing what you've discovered about, and a lot of the time shame can die in safe space where you can share and just let that out and be free and be heard and be seen. And a part of the healing journey can be that simple as us just being heard and seen, and so yeah, it's a powerful way to reconnect with who you truly are from the past, and but in the present moment. The triggering is in the present moment. The wounding is from the past, and that's how we change the past to recreate the future. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully this camera doesn't jack on me again and I get no video, but yeah, hopefully this works and I can post it and you enjoy it. And if you do, drop me a message. If you don't, that's okay too. Drop me a dislike. It's all I want. I'm not here for likes. I'm here to just share who I am and share the things that have worked for me. And if it inspires you to reconnect with your inner boy, fucking wonderful. So yeah, Oisin from Flow-StateAlchemy. Thank you.